If you find my video useful, please subscribe. Thank you.
All right, today we're going to show you how to fix a leaking sink. So say you turn on the cold water and you notice that a bunch of water is pouring out here behind the faucet. So how do you fix that? Well, the first thing you need to do is recognize what kind of sink it is. And I'm not sure what kind of sink this is. So let's go ahead and dive into it and see what we can find out. First things first, you need to be able to turn the water off to the sink. So let's turn our cold water off and our hot water off. Now, let's verify that it's not leaking or it's not on. All right, good. Now let's go ahead and take this handle off. So let's get our Phillips head screwdriver. Let's go ahead and take this off. Let's see what kind of sink this is. So we'll take this off here. Now what we need to be able to do is take this piece off to actually see what O-rings are bad and need replaced. Now you can do this multiple ways. You can do it with a sink wrench. This is literally what this is. It's got two different ends. This one happens to work perfect. It'll sit right on there, and you can take it on and off. You can also find the appropriate socket size. Okay, that's right here. That one's pretty close. Another way is you can just always use an adjustable wrench and get right on that lip. All right, none of these ways are wrong, but you gotta be careful with an adjustable wrench. You might end up basically turning it, and then you're gonna really screw that edge up. So let's go ahead and use a hex on there. So we're gonna be using this right here. So you put your sink wrench on top of there, put your screwdriver through it, go ahead and turn that as tight as possible. Now we should be able to take it off by hand. All right, next thing is gonna be to pop this out of here. So you're gonna need a flat screwdriver. Go ahead and pop this out of here. All right, let's go ahead and pry that up. See how it just fits right in there. So you're just using a small screwdriver. And then that's what we need to replace right there. This is the specific O-ring. And then the fun fact, the part that also typically needs replaced, which people forget about, is it's hard to tell, but inside of there, there's another O-ring, and that's the one that commonly gets missed. So let me show you that one. Take it out with your flathead screwdriver. It'll be acceptable to do it that way. You can use anything else that you can pry it up with is also fine. So if you pry it long enough, you'll basically see it like this. Right here, it's a flat edge, and then you'll see that there's a spring in there too. Don't lose the spring. All right, you have it apart. You run to Home Depot or Lowe's or your typical plumbing store, and if you take this with you, it'll be pretty easy. They'll be able to find you either a full replacement for this or just the O-ring and then the bottom O-ring and the spring. So the things that we took out were this rubber piece here, this here, and what happens is this gets hard over time and it needs to be replaced. So if you look here, I just knew exactly what I needed. I needed these springs and those rubber seats, and then I needed the O-ring that goes here, which is this O-ring here. So let's go ahead and replace this O-ring, and we'll replace these seats. So this is a new rubber seat on the old spring, and you're gonna try to put it down into there where it sits down in there. Let's go ahead and get that situated. So we have the spring in there, and the rubber seat is in the right spot. Let's go ahead and make sure that sits down in there right. I'll show you a video of it. But that is a new rubber seat, and the spring is under it, okay? Now we're ready to replace the O-ring on here. Let's get a new O-ring on that. All right, we've replaced that O-ring, it's ready to go. If you forget which way this was supposed to be facing, if it's supposed to be facing this way or this way, an easy, quick way to do it is to put the handle on it and see which way the handle's facing. But I already know it's supposed to go in this way. Now when you're getting ready to put this new in, if you look here, these pieces have to line up. All right, once that's in, get that lined up. Let's go ahead and tighten this back down. Okay, and then use whatever kind of wrench you use to tighten this. You can also use just a standard pair of vice grip pliers, that'll work. Don't grip it too hard, it is brass. And then once you want to make sure that's nice and tight. Okay. Now once that's nice and tight, you can go ahead and put this back on. Okay. And then let's put our screw back in. Tighten our screw. Let's go ahead and tighten our screw back down real quick. All right. That's back. Nice and tight. All right, let's see how she's doing. And turn our water back on. So we'll turn cold water on, turn the hot water on. Okay, and now let's see if she's still leaking. All right. So what we're seeing is that she's running nice and strong and she doesn't have any leaks around here anymore. All right, and that's how you replace the seals in a sink.
If you find my video useful, please subscribe. Thank you.